Hi guys, it's Mary McIntyre. I'm just about to record, take photographs with my digital SLR and make a time lapse of me creating a moon drawing. This one is for a good friend of mine who is about to turn 50, so I'm drawing the moon as it looked on the day she was born, which I got from Stellarium. And this person is a really good friend of mine. She's called Anna. She is just one of the loveliest people that I've ever met. And she really loves art, more so, I think, than anybody that I know. And when you are creating a piece of art for somebody that is such a fan of art, I feel extra pressure in some ways, but in other ways, I also know that they're going to fully appreciate the work that goes into creating a piece of art. But she's such a colourful person, and I want to add a little bit more colour to this than I normally would do with my moon drawings. So I'm going to just kind of big up the mineral moon composition colours a little bit more than I generally would do on one of these. And I hope that she likes that, because she is just such a ray of sunshine, and I feel like this would more represent her. So I hope that she really loves it. So I'm gonna sit down and do it. It's just before first quarter moon, so it's a very, very thick crescent moon, but almost first quarter. So I'm going to use my ruler to kind of get the dividing line. And as I have been doing recently, the side that is not illuminated, I'm going to show with a bit of gentle earth shine. I always portray earth shine as being slightly blue, so I tend to use the really deep kind of lamp black, which is a navy blue, as an under layer, and then all the stuff you put on top of that will then have a blue hue to it. I want to really kind of emphasize the blue on that side, and then go more for the kind of oranges and browns on this side. So don't know how it's going to come together. No two moon drawings that I've ever done are the same. If I was to sit here and draw this moon 3 times in a row this afternoon, none of them would be exactly the same as each other, and that's what's so beautiful about hand-drawn art. So I'm going to put a podcast on and get started. I hope you enjoy. Just again, I always put this in the description box, but to create the video, I use my digital SLR and I take a photograph every 7 seconds, and then I use Pip and Movie Maker to turn that into a time lapse. So let's get started. Okay, the sketch is done. It's not as colourful as I was wanting it to be. I've used some colours I don't normally use, but my brain just wasn't working today. I feel like I'm coming down with something. I'm starting to get congested and I just don't feel well. So I think I'm coming down with a bug of some kind, but it still looks pretty. There are more colours than I would normally use. It's not the colourful thing that I had in mind, but hopefully Anna will still love it. So I'm going to pop it in a frame. It's always impossible to photograph and video them in a frame because the reflective glass or high quality plastic that's in them always ends up reflecting and looking awful. But that's it finished, and yeah, I love a first quarter moon, so I'm super happy about this. And what's super interesting is the libration of the moon. The wobble changes, so although the phase changes every month, the amount of the bits you can see around the limb of the moon change quite dramatically throughout different lunar cycles. And I don't think I've done a moon sketch where the libration was so favouring this limb. Normally the Sea of Crises is kind of right on the edge, and here it's like right over. This is why I look up on Stellarium what the moon looked like on the actual day of birth, just to make sure I've got the libration right as well as the phase. That's why I can't reuse sketches for other people. I could just do a whole phase of moons and do prints, but I do each individually because the libration is always subtly different. So I really like this phase of moon, and I like the way that the Earthshine side has come together. So I'm going to frame it, and as long as I don't come down with some nasty lurgy, I will get it posted tomorrow. The reflections are horrendous, but you get the idea. I've deliberately put it in a frame that isn't got glass in it because it needs to be posted, and it's also a slightly smaller frame to make posting that bit easier. But it's a really good clarity of plastic that's on this frame. So yeah, I'm really always happy with how they look once they go in a frame. So get this packaged up, ready to go.